So we're on the subject of dreams and we're heading towards lucid dreams. So just to recap, the important thing about dreams is to understand that you can recall your own dreams and to have an awareness that you have up to 10 dreams every single night. And your first one of the night might only last for a few minutes in clock time, but the last dream of the night lasts for up to 45 minutes, quite a long time. So here's a really obvious inference, which is that if you want to get into the world of dreams, something you need to take on is the idea of sleeping a lot. A bit obvious, but it really helps. Going to bed at such a time that you have plenty of time to sleep. That really is going to help you. And so now what I want to do is I want to particularly acknowledge Todd Rout for his very specific guidance about lucid dreaming and some of the things I'm going to mention next, which I picked up on the workshop that I was at only last weekend. So some particular tips which really do help are to engage yourself in the following practices. And the first practice is to actually say to yourself every half hour throughout the day. That's a lot of times when you think about how long you're awake for. If you're awake for 14, 15, 16 hours a day, you're going to say that maybe up to 30, 32 times in that day. Every half hour I want you to say some very particular words to yourself. And I only want you to do this for 2 weeks. This is all to do with really programming yourself for dream recall and preparing for lucid dreaming. And because I want to get this 100% right, I'm just going to check on the exact wordage. And the exact wordage is, am I dreaming or am I awake right now? So every half an hour, say to yourself, am I dreaming or am I awake right now? Yeah? And then when you've done that, the next thing I want you to do is to look at your hands and command to your hands, hands disappear now. Every half hour of your day for 2 solid weeks, am I dreaming or am I awake right now? Hands disappear now. It's as simple as that. Do that for 2 weeks. Don't do it any longer than that. 2 weeks is enough. 2 weeks is plenty. What you're doing is you're deliberately setting yourself up for some amazing lucid dreaming experiences. Now, another acknowledgement to give is good old Carlos Castaneda. It was Carlos Castaneda that first wrote about the use of the hands to invoke lucid dreams, so that's where this lineage comes from. But the idea of asking the question, that comes to me through Todd. Now here's your next practice I'm going to recommend for you. Again, acknowledgements to Todd Rout for this one. For a specific period of 2 weeks only, what I'd like you to do is to set your alarm to wake yourself up a series of times every night. Oh my goodness me, yes, I'm asking quite a lot of you here, aren't I? Because I am. I'm suggesting that you deliberately get yourself woken up several times every night. Now this is particularly useful for people who aren't aware of recalling any dreams or only remember one dream at the most. It's a very powerful practice. It will help everyone, but it's especially helpful for those people. And what you would do is you set your alarm, like people who have mobile phones, it's very easy. You can set your alarm 1, alarm 2, alarm 3, alarm 4, and set them throughout the night. Supposing you go to bed at 11 o'clock at night, then I would want you to set your alarm 1 for 11 o'clock at night, 12, 1, 2, 3, 3:30. So 3:30 in the morning your first alarm goes off. Your second alarm would go off an hour and a half later at 5 o'clock. Your second one would go off at 6:30. Now if you're the sort of person that would have enough time to be able to sleep that long, the fourth one would go off at 8 o'clock. If you are someone who has a great luxury about time, you might even be able to have the last one going off at 9:30. That gives you an idea. So whatever time of the evening you go to bed, basically set your alarm to go off 4.5 hours later, and then every 1.5 hours after that until it's your normal wake up time. Now I want you to do that for 2 weeks and 2 weeks only. It's a pretty major task I'm asking you to take on. Obviously could be regarded as quite a disruptive thing, and it's incredibly powerful because what you're doing is you are actually tuning yourself in to be able to catch as many of your dreams as possible by doing that. And to take the dream practice to its most advanced level, what I suggest you do is have a dream journal and have a dream notebook. And what I suggest you do is when you have the first alarm go off and you've got the dream, and write it in a notebook first, and write each one down in a notebook, and then when you wake up in the morning you've got the notebook with 3, 4, 5, 8, 10 dreams in there. Transcribe them into your journal. Now here's the point, because so many people these days are so fond of technology and they like to have technological ways of doing things. So I'll tell you what, I won't bother about in this dream journal business. I'll get myself a tape recorder. No, I'll get myself a CD player. Now I'll get myself I'll do it on my phone, I'll do it on my computer, I'll do it on my camcorder, whatever. I'll just record all the words in and I'll save all that writing. No. I suggest you don't do that, because basically if you use any kind of a recording device that records your sounds, what's going to happen is you're going to wake up in the morning at some particular time with the early hours, and you can recall that dream and you're going to speak it into whatever machine you've got, but you're going to be half asleep. So the chances are you are not going to be speaking clearly, and the chances are it's not going to be very easy to actually understand what you're saying. And most important of all, because you're missing the act of writing, you're getting that little bit of creativity that you're missing. So the act of getting the notebook out and writing it in there, it helps to ground it in to your reality. And then the act of taking it from the notebook and transcribing it into the journal, it's all about making it more and more into the material plane, which is going to help you enormously. So let's go back to the golden keys. The golden keys was the am I awake or am I asleep right now, and the hands disappear now. So now we're going to get to the important bit. How do you know that you're having a lucid dream? You know you're having a lucid dream when you say hands disappear now and shock of shocks, they disappear. I'm looking down and they're gone. Now here's a really important thing. When this happens, what you want to do is you want to avoid excessive emotion. If you become overly excited, what will tend to happen is you will tend to wake up. On the other hand, you don't want to be blasé, you want to have that middle ground. You don't want to be blasé about it, but you don't want to be overly hyped about it. You want to be interested and a bit excited, and that's as far as it goes. And when your hands disappear, you realise that means I'm dreaming. But because I know that my hands have disappeared because I can't see them and I'm in a dream, I then put my attention on what's going on in the dream, and maybe there's a character comes up or this or that or whatever. And then I can go anywhere, I can fly anywhere in the universe, I can see anything I wish to see, I can engage with whoever I wish to engage with. It's all possible. What some people like to do is they like to engage with celebrities, and I must be really quite precise with you. When people engage with celebrities in lucid dreams, usually what they're doing is they're actually manufacturing a construct of their impression of that celebrity. That doesn't negate the experience, it just is a bit more of an accurate description of what's going on. So if you wish to meet a celebrity in lucid dream, it will be a construct, but you will nonetheless have the pleasure and delight and entertaining value of having a experience or relationship with that famous person, should that be what you wish to do. So that's what it is. It's all a matter of hands disappear right now and oh, they've gone, and then it's up to you where you go, because suddenly you're not a passive observer of a film that somebody else is showing. You are now making the film. I want to talk about one of the most exciting lucid dreams I ever had, which was I found myself, I didn't know about any of these techniques at all, and I woke up in my dream and I was on a multi-storey car park. It doesn't sound very exciting, but my God, it was an interesting multi-storey car park as far as I was concerned, because what I realised is I could do anything. So what I did is I changed this multi-storey car park level into the most beautiful, vibrant garden with these amazing plants growing and waterfalls and trees. And then I realised, this is really great, but I'd like to go to the next level. And I went up to the next one, and I created all sorts of things on that one. I went down to a different level, created all sorts of things on that one. I ended up creating a whole series of levels in this multi-storey car park where every level something completely different was going on. And I was having a wild time. It's fantastic. I really thoroughly enjoyed myself. I'm going to mention another one. Another lucid dream I had was when I woke up into my dream and I was in this room, and it was a sitting room, and I realised that if I wanted to, I could just rise up. So I rose up the room through the ceiling, and I was suddenly in the bedroom. And then I rose up and I went out of the bedroom, and suddenly I was outside. It was fantastic. I was having a really great time.